When I read my diary now, I realize that it gives the impression that I am doubting Mataji most of the time, and I'm ever on the point of leaving her. But actually, doubt comes very rarely as an exception to the rule, and the rule being periods of intense faith and love. But during those spells of deep happiness, I do not feel the need of writing. For usually I write only when there is a sense of depression, doubting, or despondency. For when I read these notes now, I ask myself, how was it possible that I should have been so greatly deluded by blindness and stupidity? Her influence cannot be explained in any other way, for she is divine grace, the Lord Himself, herself. But when one sees the sun shine constantly, one is apt to forget that it is she who gives us light and warmth, that it is she who makes the plants grow and grants us life, that every creature on earth depends on the Lord. Sometimes one even gets annoyed with the sun for sending its burning rays and making us feel hot and perspire. Or worse than that, through one's own carelessness, one may even get sunstroke. But when the ice-cold nights of winter come, then one understands how stupid it has been to blame, even for a short while, the giver of life and well-being. What I owe to Mataji cannot possibly be expressed in words. She gives everything out of pure generosity, without even a motive. To give boundlessly without ever expecting anything in return is her nature. If blindness and foolishness should ever again succeed in veiling my understanding, may I read these lines and remember. Then I shall wait calmly until the black clouds blow over and the sun shines again. I want to speak of two incidences. We have frequently heard mothers say that she does not go anywhere, that we see her travel from place to place, being all-pervading and therefore everywhere at all times. Her body and its movements have significance only for us devotees. Mother has assured us that she will never leave us no matter where we go or what we may do. I feel convinced that she is the all-pervading divine consciousness for whom there is no limitation of space and time, for whom the word impossible has no meaning. However, for most of us, this knowledge is only on the level of the spoken word. Many just repeat it from hearsay. But those who have for a longer period of time lived under Mother's guidance, well, they have experienced in a variety of ways the benediction of her presence and are able to understand that her blessings and divine love are the same, whether we are far or near her physically. But our mind is like a stupid child that has to be taught his lesson again and again because he keeps on forgetting it until it is hammered right into his brain. On occasion, something happens that impresses deeply on our foolish minds the evident fact that Mother is ever with us, seated in our hearts, guiding us constantly, removing obstacles, and saving us from danger. It is to this that I want to refer here. For in 1954, Mother's birthday celebrations took place in the Almora ashram. It was to be the 58th birthday. I was then staying at the Varanasi ashram and proceeded to Almora to attend the function. Already for 3 years, I had enjoyed the good fortune of living under Mother's direct guidance. During the first half of this period, I had constantly traveled with Mother, accompanying her wherever she would go. To leave her even for a single day was a source of almost unbearable mental suffering to me. This is how Mother has been and has always will be for me. And it is how it is for most of the devotees, that she first attracts us towards her physical presence in order to wean our minds from all worldly attachment. Love for mother, although it is still moha or illusion, purifies mind and heart, awakens and greatly increases our yearning for the divine. What may be achieved after long years of struggle via the practices of pranayama, japa, or even self-inquiry is accomplished within a short period of time, effortlessly by the pure and intense love for mother. In fact, intense, pure, and selfless love for mother is in itself a most powerful sadhana. This love has then to be expanded progressively to the all-pervading presence. Thus, mother leads us stage by stage. Some temperaments may actually feel mother nearer while far away from her in space. This may sound like a paradox, but can be explained when we are with mother physically, as her sweetness, kindness, and childlike simplicity makes us at times forget her divinity. While far away, if the mind is capable of rising beyond the physical aspects, we have perhaps a greater chance of grasping that which abides in the heart. When talking of Mother's divinity, it may not be out of place here to draw attention to some misunderstanding, not uncommon with Westerners. For people in the West, grown up in the belief of one of the Semitic religions, to worship God in the form of a human being is considered a great sin, a blasphemy. In the Occident, it is the dualistic doctrine that prevails, God being worshipped as the Lord or creator of the universe, while the individual soul is conceived as remaining ever separate from him. In India, on the other hand, the doctrine of Advaita is accepted commonly by the wise. According to the Advaitic teaching, the one who is beyond all thought and description is the being par excellence, the substratum of everything, without which nothing can exist, and he alone really exists, as the phenomenal world being but a surface play, like the waves of the ocean. In perfect being, this divine consciousness, this eternal one, is present in his full effulgence, without any covering veil. Therefore, it is quite natural to look upon such a being as the divine incarnate. But let me again take up the thread of my story. During the second half of the 3 years that I had spent traveling with Mother, I could bear to remain without her for short intervals, but never, as far as I remember, had I been without Mother's darshan for more than a month. When I came to Almora for the birthday celebrations, the yearning for Mother's physical presence had come again, even stronger than before. The infinite love of the Guru is quite different from what is usually called love, for real love knows no weakness. In fact, it may even appear hard and merciless on occasions. The grown-up child was clinging to the toys of the body, and Mother most probably knew that the time had come for him to shake off the habits of the infant. Mother's skill in seizing the psychological moment is well known. At such a moment, I was made to promise to remain in the Almora ashram for 1 whole year without traveling anywhere. 1 whole year without seeing Mother. It seemed like eternity to me. Previously, even after 15 days of separation, I would count the days and wail for Mother's return, like the well-known chatak bird for the rain. Mother stayed more than 2 months at Almora that summer. While she was there, a number of improvements were made in the ashram, which thereby became a place provided with modern comforts, such as electric light and tap water. Only too soon, the inevitable day of Mother's departure came. I was standing by the roadside, looking at Mother's car that was ready to start. It was beyond my imagination that Mother, knowing my state of mind, could leave me behind for such a long period of time. Before starting, she called me, gave me her blessing, and uttered a few kind and soothing words. The car began to speed down to Kathagodam. I followed it with my eyes until it vanished out of sight. All kinds of childish ideas flashed through my mind. I thought that Mother was just testing me and would soon send back someone with a message for me to join her. But the time passed and nobody came. My mind was overcast by sadness, as the sky by dark clouds. I felt helplessly despondent and depressed. Of course, I was not compelled to stay on. I have never witnessed Mother exercising compulsion over anyone. I could have easily followed Mother to the plains. She would probably have laughed the matter over, as had in fact already happened on a former occasion, and waited for a better opportunity to make me stay in solitude. But then I had given my word, and moreover my mind. Having matured in the meanwhile, I understood that it was necessary for me to practice sadhana and lead a secluded life. I thus tried to divert my thoughts from their painful one-pointedness, keeping myself engaged in some work or other. During Mother's sojourn at Almora, I had temporarily occupied a room near the tank of the Patal Devi temple, since the ashram had been overcrowded. Now I had to shift to the ashram, so I began to pack and arrange my belongings. But my sorrow would not leave me. I was slowly ascending the narrow path leading from the Patal Devi to the ashram. The sky was spotlessly blue, the air fresh and light. In the plains, I mused there must be broiling heat, heavy with dampness. Here at Almora was the clean stillness of the Himalayan mountains with their majestic beauty. In the plains, I would have been in the midst of the bustle and noise of the towns. Traveling with Mother means to endure all kinds of hardships and inconveniences. Here I had every facility, almost as in my own home. But of what value was the beautiful scenery, the bracing climate, physical comforts, and all the rest, when the main thing was lacking, namely the happiness I found in Mother's presence? It was a happiness that did not depend on any outer circumstance. With eyes veiled by tears, I was gazing at the gorgeous range of mountain peaks in the direction of Kasar Devi. All of a sudden, something extraordinary happened. My whole being was flooded with joy. Mother was there, here, present before me, yet not in her physical form, but how to describe what cannot be put into words? There was no form, yet I could clearly see her long black hair floating along the mountain. There was no face, although I could distinctly perceive her divinely sweet smile, filling my head with inexpressible joy and peace. Glued to the spot, I stood like a small child, gazing in awe and wonder at her majestic features. She was outside and also inside of me. She was my life force, my prana having taken shape. She was the prana of my prana. No sound could be heard, but in the depths of my heart I understood the meaning of her silence. It was telling me, "Why do you lament, O fool? I have not gone far away from you. Ever present in your heart I am, as your real self." This experience lasted for a few minutes only, but it sufficed to disperse the clouds of my misery, to chase away the heavy mists that had obscured my understanding. Not only in times of distress is Mother present, she is ever watchful. Even where the small details of our daily routine are concerned,